Welcome to Young and Finch, the podcast created by Korean millennials.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This week we're going to be talking about something more enlightening, sharing about our experiences, what we're currently doing in terms of taking care of our wellness. And with wellness, I think we can break it down into 4 different main sectors, physical wellness, mental wellness, emotional wellness, and then finally spiritual wellness. So yeah, we'll just jump right into it. What's up, guys?
What's up with you?
Hola.
I'm well.
Thank you, Andrew. Sorry.
Shut the fuck up, sorry.
Yeah,
All right.
I think this was
All
one
right,
of the
guys.
topics that some of our viewers were requesting us.
Yeah. I think wellness is one that kind of, at first listen, you're kind of like, what can you really talk about? But I think there's actually a lot that goes into taking care of your wellness,
Yeah.
right? All right. So I guess if we can just go over each one and share about what we've been doing and stuff like that. So physical, how are you guys taking care of your physical wellness?
I think, I think all 3 of us actually really care about our physical, even just being healthy.
For sure.
So for me personally, during the holidays actually, and when I was going back and forth from New York, I was doing quarantine. In these scenarios, people tend to be very lazy and not work
Mhm.
out because I guess there's so much constraints nowadays with COVID and gyms closing and whatnot, and you kind of resort to home workouts. And I think it could go either 2 ways. You do it or you don't, obviously. But when I was, in quarantine and in holidays, I kind of ate a lot of junk food, especially chocolate and like chips. So junk food, yeah. Still worked out, but I think when I looked myself in the mirror, I don't know, every time I feel like I let myself go, I kind of look to the mirror to humble myself and kind of get myself back on track. So
Uh-huh.
I try to work out like 4 times a week,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just weight training, or I guess like
It's
calisthenics for you, right?
Yeah, it's mostly body training and like pull-ups, like body weight. Is that what calisthenics means?
Yeah,
Body weight. Yeah, I
the
think
body
so.
weight, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I actually ask Brian and he gives me a lot of tips on like things to maybe help me physically. So like he recommended doing yoga, which I started actually doing.
Yeah.
Since when I started working, I try to do it Monday to Friday every morning for 10 minutes. Just to
Yeah.
Like right when you wake up.
So like I have this whole morning routine now where and I guess we're gonna talk about the mental aspect, but I do 10 minutes of, so like when I wake up I do 10 minutes of like touching my phone just to like get updated on news and everything.
Mhm.
And then
I'm glad
I go
you're
to-
touching your phone, not something else. Sorry.
what the and then and then I go to the bathroom to do to clean out the system.
That's where you touch something else.
And then
Clean out the bowels.
yeah, and then I do my yoga for 10 minutes and I meditate for 5. And then I make like a simple breakfast and coffee.
What's
So
breakfast?
I wake up. So I usually make like a breakfast sandwich. So it could be
Nice.
one day it could be like English muffin, bacon, egg, and cheese, and avocado with an apple.
Damn, that's wholesome.
Or yeah, I try to make it like pretty balanced. Or it's like egg, lettuce, like Canadian ham, ketchup, and an apple. I try to
Ooh.
always eat an apple in the morning.
That's good.
Yeah, and that usually gets my morning up and running. But like I've realized that the morning yoga actually like helps me release a lot
Right?
of the
Facts.
kinks in my body and just helps me
Facts.
get moving along the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
That's
actually like doing it in the morning.
That's actually like I'm like impressed. It's a pretty vigorous, or not rigorous morning routine. If you guys would like to see Andrew's morning routine or our morning routines, let us know in the DMs.
Yeah, maybe we could create like a highlight reel.
Yeah, I could show a POV. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like I have a strict schedule of like waking up at 8:20 and in that 40 minutes I try to like compact everything that I just said.
Yeah.
And so far it's been good.
Yeah, man. Yoga is a major key.
Yeah.
You know, your body feels loose.
Yeah, and the working out, and especially like eating less junk food,
Yeah.
like helps a lot. So
Definitely.
over the holidays, I think I gained like 4 kilograms or
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
It's like 10 pounds.
Yeah, but now I dropped like maybe like 6-7 pounds from that. So gotta keep it going.
Let's go. Brian, what about you?
What do I do for physically? A very similar wavelength to Andrew. I work in healthcare, so my schedule is all over the place. But I try my best to wake up 2 hours before my shift. And then I would get up, you know, do my thing in the washroom, go downstairs, make myself coffee. And then I actually come back to my room. And I actually also do yoga and meditating first thing in the morning. And I find that I find that yoga helps like release that kink in your body and makes you feel more looser. And when you wake up, you just feel so stiff and like, you know, uptight and things like that.
Facts.
And then once you do yoga, you know, it gets your blood flowing. You're a little bit, you know, in that moving stage of your body, which I found that to be really helpful for me. And then after that, I just go straight into meditation for like 5-10 minutes. I just kind of like, this is something that I want to implement this year, meditating. And one of my goals for meditating was to build focus.
What do you mean focus?
I like being able to stay like locked in like an activity that I'm engaged in without like drifting away my thoughts and, you know, being away from being present and things like that.
Right.
So I do a little bit of meditation. I like think about like the day that I'm gonna have and just like kind of be in tune with your body and see how you're feeling. Like I definitely noticed from meditating that when I get lack of sleep, then it's hard for me to focus and my mind is just kind of all over the place. And then once that happens, I go downstairs, make myself breakfast, and just get ready for work. And then later on, I come back, and I agree with Andrew. Like recently, my workout has not been that great. It's not an excuse, but I guess in the wintertime, like you wear like thick layers and shit like that, so you don't really care about, you know, having like a 6-pack abs or whatever. So you just kind of you're just kind of more lenient about what you eat and stuff like that. But
it's cold out too, right? So it's like you're less inclined to go actually be active.
Exactly. But still, that's definitely not an excuse. And I know the benefits of working out too, you know, like, you know, it gets your mind moving, gets your blood flowing, and that endorphins starts pumping. And same with food. It's like what you consume, it's directly has, you know, an effect on how you feel and things like that.
Definitely.
And I think
Sorry, to that point,
yeah,
there's this one day where I was just having these munchy feelings. I ordered a Popeyes at like 1 p.m.
yeah,
Oh, sorry, 1 a.m. At night, right? And the next day I felt like shit. Holy crap, it was
Yeah.
crazy. I had to work out that day just to like, yeah. Anyways,
I don't think we're at that age now where we can just eat whatever and like not worry about the consequence.
yeah.
You know. So I mean that doesn't mean that I'm eating healthy all the time too. Like even to this day, like as of late, I've been like kind of munching on things like that. But definitely that's something that I do want to eventually tone down when it's like getting closer to summertime.
Yeah.
Also, like on a smaller scale, I think this is I don't know how you guys feel about this, but you know how like the traditional men, they're like, you know, they don't take care of their skin. You know, once they hop in the shower, they use like shampoo for everything, like body and
Yeah.
face and
Not
things
even
like
shampoo.
that.
It's like a bar of soap for everything.
Yeah, but actually, like I don't do that. Like I actually have a shampoo, I have conditioner, I have like a face cleanser,
Wow.
and even after I come out, like I still like lotion my face, I toner and things like that. And I think it's important to look like take care of your skin, which I don't know. I guess not a lot of men do agree with that.
No, I think a lot of people nowadays, I don't know, especially Koreans, take care of their skin, but I think the things that we don't resonate is like the makeup portion, like BB cream.
Oh
Any
yeah.
of us. I don't think any of us would do that.
No, no.
But like what you said, I think is normal because I do most of
Yeah.
those things too.
But like I think with skin, we're getting to the age where we really need to be like we need to have a whole kind of like Andrew's morning routine. We need to have a whole like skin care regimen. And
Yeah.
obviously I'm new to it too, so I only have like a couple lotions and like a whatever moisturizer and
Yeah.
some kind of like toner. But we need to have like you need to be wearing sunscreen.
Yeah.
You know, like skin. Once that shit goes bad, you're gonna look old as fuck. You know, like that shit's gone.
You don't want your face to look like a damn like fossil, you know?
Yeah, like fucking leather.
Especially like during COVID, when you wear the mask, my skin got like messed up because of the masks.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like still recovering from it. I have like
Yeah.
scars and shit on my face that I never had before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of shit. It's like eye opening. That, anyways, yeah. And you, Josh, sorry.
I've been pretty like intentional about staying active. For me, I picked up running, which was really great. For a couple years now, I haven't been doing any solid cardio, so this year has been really awesome to get some good cardio. And I used to smoke a little bit, so my lungs were not feeling super great, but running this year has been really good. I downloaded Nike Run Club, and that's been really motivating. I've run and invited friends to run. Andrew, joined Nike Run Club as well, so we've been like pushing each other, and Brian as well.
Hey, me too, bro. What the?
Yeah.
Dirty disrespect.
Because you were like, your runs are like, wait.
2 kilometers, bro.
Yeah.
Get your facts straight, fam.
But yeah, I've been mixing running and weight training. Recently, I've been having knee issues though because of the running, so I've kind of stopped that. Plus the weather, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to stay active, I think is always good. Weight training when I can. For me, you guys touched on it, but diet control has been huge this year. I've been focusing on investing a little bit more money into making sure I'm getting good products and eating good things. Like I'm Greek yogurt's a bit expensive. Avocados are expensive. Kale is, more expensive than lettuce, but I've been investing more in those things because I'm like trying to really build my wellness now so that like it sets the foundation for when I'm, in my late 20s, my 30s, my 40s,
It's like a habit.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like cutting down processed food. Actually, like during the week, I don't eat any processed foods. And then the weekends, recently, I've been eating out a lot, but that's only for like my sanity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, drinking lots of water and shit like that.
Yeah.
Staying healthy,
Yeah, drinking a lot of water. That's huge. Being hydrated.
Yeah.
That's harder said than done, but you have to.
I have like the Brita filter. I didn't realize this till I went home, but my Brita filter, I drink maybe 4 or 6 full jugs a day.
Yeah.
Damn.
But at my parents' place, they only drink water bottles. So I was like drinking water bottles, and before I knew it, I went through like 10 because I'm just so used to drinking so much water, and I was like, shit, I gotta stop drinking their water bottles.
Yeah. I mean, it's recommended you drink what, like 2 or 3 liters a day or something?
2.
4 liters, I think.
Is it 4 liters?
Was it 4?
Yeah, I think it's
It
4
was
liters.
like 2.
You know when you don't drink enough water and then you take a piss and your piss is like bright yellow?
I drink water till it's white. Like
That's how
clear.
that's a good sign. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
가자그럼.
I mean, for me, it's like when I'm I'm working at the hospital, so it's like I sometimes don't have time to drink water unless I come back from like a run or something. But
Yeah.
even when I go to the washroom, but
Do you guys do the thing when you wake up and drink like a big cup of water? The first thing you.
I do first thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
first cup of water.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That and apple. Sorry.
Ah, nah, apple on it. Someone sponsored this guy with some apples.
You know why? It's because
Del-
I'm from
Del
the apple,
Monte.
the big apple. Sorry.
What the dirty apple lover.
Apple's good though.
Are there some things you guys want to step up, I guess, for physical wellness?
I really want to lift weights, man, in the gym, but
Yeah.
it's like something that's not under my control.
Yeah.
But like in the future, like one of my, I wouldn't say dreams, but I want to like work out with friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And push each other.
Let's do it. We'll have a post-COVID Young and Finch workout.
Yeah.
Videos.
Like it's like I'm not even like, yeah. I'm not even concerned. Like I don't lift a lot. I just want to lift, just for the.
Do you even
sake-
lift, bro?
I want to lift for the sake of lifting. just to like be toned. But
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
I
miss
know what you
lifting.
mean. I want to start lifting like heavy weights, yo. Like bench press, squats, get back to that regime.
Yeah, as fun as like home workouts is, I feel like I don't know. I'd rather go to the gym. It's more motivating.
Yeah, and there's like a social aspect to it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go with the homies,
Mm-hmm.
bump out a
Bro,
good workout
when-
session, get some Chipotle after.
Oh, yeah.
And steam sessions, holy shit, I miss those.
Fuck. Oh, dude. I'm
What
so down
sessions?
for that.
Steam?
Steam sessions.
Like the steam rooms?
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Fuck.
That's
really
fancy.
I'm
lit,
down. Go for squad massages? Bro, say less.
I'm down.
But yeah, maybe that's one thing that I look forward to in the
Sure.
future. But as far as like
Yeah.
exercise wise, I think I think I'm doing a pretty good job. 4 times a week's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
So
For me, one thing I want to do more is make sure I'm on top of not my macros, but in terms of my mineral and vitamin intake. I want to be making sure that I'm getting the nutrients that I need. Recently I've been taking vitamins, probiotics, omega oils, and biotin,
Yeah.
but I just want to make sure that I'm on top of that. You know, back to the thing, I want to set myself up for when I'm in my 30s and 40s, so that I'm young and fresh
Yeah.
yeah.
and healthy.
For me, it's like I just want my body to feel good.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like stretching and things like that. Sometimes I wake up and like this part of my body's sore, and I mean, I guess it's inevitable because we are getting old, and you know our body's not the same as it was before. But you know,
And your work is like it's physically intensive, right? So I think you
Yeah.
definitely deal with that more than we do, because
Yeah.
you're on your feet, you're moving, you're walking around, you're probably fucking hitting bare mileage every day.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, next.
The mental aspect. I think Brian already touched upon this point with meditation, but Brian had his reason, but for me, I meditate to stay like calm and like try to stay patient. I'm a very impatient person. So I I use meditation to kind of keep myself patient and not acting upon my emotions.
Okay.
So I feel like it's helping a lot these days.
So when you meditate, what are you like? What physically and mentally are you doing when you're in that
So
meditative
Brian said
state?
that he does, like he thinks about what he's gonna do for the day. But what I do is I just concentrate on my breath, and not think about, like I don't let my mind run.
Did you try to clear your mind?
Yeah, I just clear my mind and just concentrate on my breath.
Yeah.
And I think that helps me train my mind so that I don't chase the things that I'm currently thinking of. So like, I guess that helps with the patience part.
Yeah. It's like you're building what's that Korean word? 중심? It's like you're building like
The middle ground,
like staying in line.
staying locked in.
I know what you mean. Like referring back to like the point of like origin, kind of in a way, you know.
Yeah, like I don't use it for
Like grounding yourself. Grinding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
grounding
It's like
yourself.
you know, like when you're
Yeah.
looking at it, it's like you want to keep it
Yeah, like levels.
Yeah.
I want to be
You want to
leveled.
stay centered.
Yeah.
You want to hone into your center.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
You can say like
Zen
that, yes.
Josh.
You know, downward dog. I got you, man.
That's yoga, bro.
Easy
Relax.
twist.
No, I just use meditating
Namaste.
What the?
Sorry.
Yeah, so I think I use it on a different reason from Brian's, but
Dude, I know. I start with my breathing too. I start with my breathing, and then I like focus on different like parts of my body. Try to stay present. I like try to listen to the sound and like the contact of my body, like my feet touching the ground or where I'm sitting or whatever.
yeah.
And then I just kind of be in tune with my mind. It's like what am I thinking? Like, and then I like catch myself if I'm like drifting away into different thoughts, and I like, come back to like that feeling of contact and my breathing.
True.
It's a process, but
Yeah.
I think it's definitely paying off in the long run, because
Yeah.
I think your mind is single-handedly like the most important thing that you can have, because there's so many things that happen in the world, but it like what only matters is like what you think about it and how you reacted and like how you kind of move forward.
Yeah.
So that's like one other big reason why I do want to train meditation, because I look at people and they're like they get so reactive to like stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, people just give way too much fucks about stupid shit for no reason.
Too much attention.
Yeah, and I'd rather just ignore those things and focus on what's important to me. And I think meditation definitely helps me do that.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
that's good. I think, yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it, I think that's something that I should probably start taking up as well.
Try.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I know I was like kind of skeptical about all these shit, but once I did it, I realized I don't know, I feel like I am a little bit more patient nowadays with people.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm a very tilting person. I get tilted easily, but
I
nowadays
guess
if I get tilted, I let that tilt thing feeling sink in, and
You're
then
emotionally driven.
I recover. Like I
Yeah.
do it like 10 minutes later or something, and it just
INFJ, right?
recoup myself. ISTJ.
Oops, sorry.
Josh, if like I guess like you and for people that are trying to get into meditation, like one thing that like you don't have to just kind of start off on your own. I mean, you could if you want, but
Yeah.
I downloaded the app called Headspace,
Yeah.
and then they have like free like 10 like little episodes, like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it'll just kind of guide you. It's like some dude just talking in the background with some zen music, and it just kind of they're like, close your eyes,
Yeah.
breathe in 5
Yeah,
times.
I get those ads. I'm like watching YouTube and it's like, imagine you're in a desert. The wind is blowing by your toes. I'm like, that's not what I looked for. Like, I'm not trying to
that's
watch
cap.
this.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you can start that way. That's how I
Yeah,
started,
yeah.
and then afterwards, you just kind of do it on your own too. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do something similar, but not as, I guess, not as like not as structured as meditating. Like I take like recently because of work from home and everything, I've been taking time to disconnect.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned about some of my anxiety that I get, especially with too much screen exposure and not enough physical activity and fresh air and stuff like that. So recently I've been taking time to just kind of like disconnect from screens. I would just I'd kind of go more analog, like
yeah,
throw on some music. If I want to listen to music, I throw it on like on my record player and I would read, or
Yeah.
I would like write stuff down on a pencil and pad, or
yeah,
literally just lay down. And I guess for me, that's kind of like my therapeutic time to unwind and in my own way, I guess, kind of connect with my own thoughts, right?
mm.
But the meditating that you guys are talking about, like feeling connected, I like what you said about like being, cognizant of your body and
Mm.
the interaction that it's having with the environment and how it's weighed down and stuff like that. I think it'd be good to just
Yeah.
be connected in that way.
Yeah. No, I agree with your point too. It's like taking time off, like going, putting your phone away,
Oh yeah,
and maybe
definitely.
like just for me, it's like I light a candle, and then I listen to lo-fi, and then I just
like lo-fi chill study music on 6-hour repeat on
yeah,
YouTube.
exactly. It's chills. I find that, I mean, whatever works for you. I find that
Yeah,
very
no.
relaxing and chills. And then I just, like when I come back from work, like I'm pretty like, I can tell that I'm like stressed out and like
Yeah.
just kind of weighed down by the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to like figure out a way to just kind of disconnect and, focus on myself and the things that I want to achieve. So, I'll
resolve all that stress.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just look into investing, look at how my stocks are doing, think about like what I want to do, or, maybe I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos, or maybe I'll read, or if I want, I can
Yeah.
meet, play games with my friends and, just find other ways to just distress, I guess.
Unwind and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Another thing I've been doing is like, maybe it's more so because COVID, there's not a lot to do,
Yeah.
but I've been actively setting apart time on the weekends to do nothing, I think typically I'm always like, now that's weekend, I have all this free time. I got to make the most of it. So I want to like go for walks and I want to go shopping and I want to get some groceries. I want to do this. But I think recently it's been like taking like a solid 4-hour chunk and just doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like just laying there or sitting there, like literally like no purpose, like no goal, just chilling.
Yeah.
That's been really good for unwinding throughout the, whatever the built up throughout the week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like relax your brain kind of thing,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I take naps. I think I mentioned this in previous episodes, but
Yeah.
when I'm stressed as fuck, like naps hit you the best. I don't know, for me. It distresses me the best.
Yeah.
Most efficiently.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you wake up, you feel more refreshed and you feel like you can, resolve the thing better.
And like time has passed from the incident, so it's like
Yeah.
it kind of calms you down more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't do that though. I'm like too nervous and like pissed off to just kind of sleep away.
Yeah, you'll just lay there like with eyes wide open. You're just like,
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, fuck,
Like,
I
what
should have
do I
done
do?
this. I should have done that.
Andrew's like, I'm so stressed. Okay. What are some things that you guys want to work on to help, I guess, further improve your mental wellness?
I think I could work on being more patient.
Sorry, like more like tangible things to help you become more patient, stuff like that.
Oh, like yeah. So to become more patient, I think when when someone says something triggering to me, I think I should kind of not reply right away, and then take a step back, and then like maybe reply 5 minutes later, and think about the repercussions. Because man, when I get triggered, like I just don't think, and just I don't like, especially if it's through texts, I don't read. I just read the points that are I feel like are attacking me, and I try to defend based on those points. But like I gotta see the overall picture.
Yeah.
And then understand that first before I reply. I feel like, and to do that, I think I gotta just take a step back when I feel like I'm getting triggered. But I think that's super hard.
It's a process, baby.
To do. So I'm working on that.
It's hard.
But yeah.
For me, I think I want to get back into writing, whether that's journaling or just kind of organizing my thoughts in a more physical way. I've tried typing before, like typing notes and typing my thoughts and ideas and stuff, but it's just not the same. I think taking some time to sit in like a nice, well lit or ventilated area, like maybe outdoors, and just taking some time to just organize my thoughts physically, I think is something I want to do in this coming year. But it's always like one of those things where it's like I start it, or I'll buy a notebook and I'm like, this is gonna be like my fucking organizing book, and I'll have 3 pages, and then I'm just like, one weekend I lose track, and then that's just it, so yeah. So I mean, like, it's it's not like something I'm gonna implement now, but I think it'd be good to further organize and declutter my mental state a little bit. Brian?
Help with my mental, something that I want to improve.
If there's anything.
I think maybe just take things less personally to events that happen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like, I guess I do give fucks about some things that really shouldn't matter to me. So maybe just kind of figuring out a better way to just kind of let those things go. But it's always hard when it involves, like, when you're dealing with people, like humans. Because every time you want to just like let it go, like that person, if that person doesn't change, you're always gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I notice about like working in healthcare, because you deal with a lot of people, right? To deal with nurses, doctors, colleagues, patients, and all that stuff. So in a way it's good because you get to meet a lot of new people and just kind of understand their backgrounds and their opinions and things like that. But sometimes you just want to chill, you don't want to deal with people's shit, people's rudeness, disrespectful, and all that stuff. But yeah, but other than that, I think I'm okay. Just keep on doing what I'm doing. I agree with when you said about journaling. I think because I journal.
Oh really?
Yeah, not every day, but I try to do it at least every like 2-3 days, and then I'll just kind of review them like on Sunday. But yeah, it's definitely helped me just kind of reorganize my thoughts and like the things that I want to work on and things that I need to change about myself. I think it's a great way to just kind of be in more control of your life in a way.
I guess emotional and mental are pretty similar, but did you guys have any specific aspects that you want to talk about in terms of your emotional wellness, how you're maintaining it and how you're staying emotionally healthy and happy?
No, I'm not really emotionally feeling some type of way these days. It's more so mental.
Sure.
I think my emotional level, unless again I feel attacked in some way or I get triggered, then it's like emotional spike. But I don't know. Most days I'm just like chilling. It's more like it's more so mental. I just want to be like driven and goal oriented and just keep taking myself. But that's not really emotional. So nothing for me.
True. Brian?
Maybe not for me, but maybe I could be more emotionally supportive to other people too. It's like, maybe I can be more expressionally kind and more supportive and comforting, like saying those things, being more
like nice job.
Yeah, like things like that. Like
I know what you mean.
Like being more communicative.
Yeah.
In those things.
Good job, Brian.
I feel like I'm definitely
nice
a bit
hair,
more
Brian.
colder. Like it's funny because like ironically, like you don't say those things as much to people that are close to you, like my family and things like that, but you say it more to people that are, strangers or not so close.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
So that is something that maybe I need to work on.
Yeah.
Which is harder than it sounds, because this is like years of, things just built up over time, and it's not gonna just change overnight.
And you're so used to you're so used to living with your family too. So it's like.
Yeah. And like a lot of those things, like you feel like you don't even need to say it. It's like it should be obvious, but sometimes you should be saying it anyways, right?
Yeah, like for me, I try to show my appreciativeness through like chores, right? Doing the dishes.
Yeah.
I could do the laundry. But, I think to your point, I think it's good to be expressive though. You're right.
I think you need to do both.
Yeah.
Like you need to show in a way. I do that too. I show it more through action, but I think as my parents get older and things like that, they're more appreciative of like the words too.
For sure.
Yeah. That's like when you're in a relationship, right? Where like after a while, it's like you don't compliment them as much sometimes, or like you don't, you know what I mean? Like you kind of get you can get a bit more complacent.
Yeah.
And and oftentimes that leads to some, some like miscommunication and misunderstandings, and it's good to continually stay communicative and expressive in terms of how you're feeling and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think that's something
true
to work on for me as well.
In terms of emotional wellness, I was thinking about where do I get my emotional wellness from? Like where does that build in my life? And I was thinking a lot of that comes from people I care about and my support system and doing things I enjoy, obviously, right? Like not being able to see family these days and not being able to, I mean, obviously, doing virtual calls like this it actually does a lot for my emotional wellness.
Yeah, for sure.
Not being able to like hang out with you guys and, link up with friends and go for drinks and stuff like that, or doing the things that I love, like going to concerts, like that's been taking a pretty hard toll on my emotional wellness, as well as I'm sure majority of the people. But yeah, I was like, like I you don't really think of, because like when I think about emotional wellness, like it's not like whether you're happy or sad, right? It's like how healthy are your emotions, and like what is the state of your emotional being, things like that. And I guess I didn't really realize you don't really think about being depraved of the things that provide you emotional like gratification, right? So I mean, thinking back, I kind of realized like maybe maybe I am depraved of it, like emotionally, and maybe I'm feeling it, maybe I'm not, I don't know. But that's definitely something I'm super looking forward to getting back to doing, seeing people and doing things and just fucking being human, like, man.
Wouldn't that be more mental though? Wouldn't that be more mentally effective?
But I think like a lot of these things are hand in hand, right?
That's true.
But I mean, like with mental too, right? Definitely, like not having that social interaction, I think definitely messes with your mental exercise and activity and stuff like that. But I think in terms of like when I see my friends, like you feel a certain way, right? And it's like not feeling those things in a long time can, can have not so great effects for sure. I think.
You're right. You have a point.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Like, I think one of the problems that a lot of guys have is like they're not very like vulnerable to like opening up, and they want to like keep all that secrets, and like for me it's like I'm sure I have like secrets that I wouldn't even tell my family or anybody, and it's not that serious, but for someone who does have something really serious and they don't have anyone to talk to, it's just kind of like manifesting in their body in like an unhealthy way. And it's hard. It's hard because like for guys, it's like they don't want to share that, or there's something that blocks them from opening up, whether it be like, oh, I'm too like prideful, or I'll just kind of suck it up and live with it, or
embarrassed or
something like that.
Yeah. For sure.
But I don't know, because there's some things that I probably wouldn't tell anybody in this world.
Yeah, I think we all have that.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Oh, really? Simple life, Andrew. That's good though.
I like to keep it simple. I mean, there's some things that I don't tell some people, but
yeah,
there's things I told someone, I told everything pretty much.
That's good. I think that's healthy.
Yeah,
you're not embarrassed to like judgment or anything like that.
It's not so much being embarrassed. Like, I am embarrassed of some things that I do tell people, but I think it's just more transparency and just showing
that you're
myself
human.
As who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like fake people.
Yeah.
Like, I hate fake people, right?
Yeah.
So, I think, me showing myself my vulnerability is powerful in the sense that it could create a stronger connection with other people.
True. No, I agree with that.
For 100%.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm like, I get embarrassed for the shit that I say. Like, for the shit that I'm embarrassed about. But I think it, creates a stronger bond. So.
Yeah. I think I relate a lot to what Brian said, because it's like the things that, and like it's I have those things too, but like those things that I wouldn't ever tell anyone are more like things that I wouldn't want to burden people with, and it's more so about like how I'm feeling or how I like see like myself or things like that, you know what I mean? Like things that like I feel like I wouldn't like, I don't necessarily need to share that if it'll only just be a burden to other people, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's hard because we don't know the answer, and like Josh, I'm in the similar boat. It's like I have something that I wouldn't share, but it's like, what are you supposed to do with it? You just go up to your friends all of a sudden and be like, hey, this is what I have, like, there's no
like this is what I'm dealing with, or I think so long as it's not manifesting, like you said, it's not building like weight and it's not growing and it's not deepening, I think it's okay. Like I think it's okay to have things that you keep to yourself, right?
100%.
But if it's weighing you down, I definitely think that you should talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's always good to share whatever it is, especially if someone, like, let's say Josh, you're like going through something and you keep it to yourself, and I ask you, right? Like there's a choice there where you could spill the beans or just keep it to yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I think in those kind of situations, or any type of situation, it's always good to share.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, and of course there are some things that you can't really share. Like if it's something you're dealing with, but it's not necessarily your struggle, then like you can't really disclose it because it's not respectful to the person who's experiencing it. But you can still be like a direct, like to be directly affected by it, right? Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
Life's tough.
But you gotta find somebody if it's weighing you down.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I wanted to add in earlier, but I guess it ties in here too. But therapy is actually something that I was thinking about doing. Um, I think, like we mentioned in the mental health episode, there is still some stigma, especially with, I think, the East Asian communities about therapy. It's definitely getting better, but I think that there's a lot of benefits and upsides to therapy, and very few, if at all,
Mm.
downsides. So
Mm.
it's kind of like what we talked about earlier with like meditating and journaling and organizing your thoughts. It's like, yeah, maybe like this person can be the vessel in which I can finally unload these deep ridden thoughts that I would never share with anybody, right?
Mm.
And it's like, I can do it freely because that's what they're there for. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I think therapy is something that I'm definitely interested in,
Mm.
starting whenever I can get around to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's looked down upon a little bit because first it costs money,
That's the only.
Is it? I thought it's
and
covered by
two,
OHIP.
well,
Is it?
I don't think it is therapy.
I don't know actually. Don't call me
Anyways,
for that.
Yeah.
it could cost money, right?
Yeah.
And then second is, I feel like you could get similar values by talking with friends. It might be harder, for sure, but I just don't see, like, personally, I don't see the value in talking to a therapy when you could get, like, not obviously the same service or like same feeling when you talk to a therapist, but when you talk to like friend or family,
Mm-hmm.
usually just by venting it out, that's what therapy is, right? Mostly
Yeah.
you
Well, I
venting
mean,
it out,
yeah.
and then they give you some insights here and there. But I think a friend or a family could do that as well, not on the same level, but
Yeah. I think the thing is, there are, again, maybe it's different, but there's only so much that I can share with friends, and there's
Yeah.
only
For
so
sure.
much that I'm
Yeah.
willing to share with family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, Andrew, you might not understand because you might operate more openly and more kind of like, get it all out. But
Right.
yeah, I think people have varying levels of comfortability with what they're willing to share with different people. The good
That's
thing about
true, yeah.
therapists is like, it's a clean slate. There's
Yeah.
no area or reason for judgment,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. It's just like
Yeah.
they could just listen,
It's like a
Yeah,
third
you're
party.
hear you out and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah. Next one. So the last one is spiritual wellness. Now, I don't think that this means religious necessarily, right? It's kind of like your spiritual wellness.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Like, I think for me, when I think about spiritual wellness, it's kind of goes back to purpose, and not only understanding like what you're doing in life, but kind of thinking about yourself as a part of something bigger.
Mm.
Your awareness with your surroundings, as well as the bigger picture, like what you're doing in your life, things like that, and as well as with like major pillars of foundation, which can be religion and stuff like that, right? I think that all that ties into spiritual wellness, and like how in tune you are with that, and how much thought you put into that and stuff like that is what comes to mind for me when I think about spiritual wellness.
Do you guys have like purpose that you guys are like striving for in life?
I wouldn't say purpose driven, but I'm more so goal oriented. So
I would say the same, yeah.
I set myself certain goals. It's not even, I can't do long term goals because that changes
Mm-hmm.
when you're living.
Right.
So I try to set like a specific goal for the year, right? I think it's good to have those kind of goals to make sure that you're working towards something.
Mm.
For sure.
So yeah, for me that's how I operate.
But are those goals like what Josh said, like something bigger than life goals?
I think even small goal keeping can keep you in mind with like how you're viewing, like, I guess, yourself in the next few months, and how that plays into the bigger picture.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like whole picture, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to focus on what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your goal is like, to become, like financially stable for your family in the future kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's a bit too general for me. I like to keep it specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a specific goal that I'm working towards. Because
Yeah.
if it's general, like there's a lot of avenues you could venture out to, but if it's a specific goal, each and every day matters, right?
Yeah. And you're held accountable to meeting
Yeah.
that specific,
Yeah.
like quantitative goal.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do the same. I have a setup where every 3 months I'll re-review in an Excel spreadsheet of like certain goals I have listed out where related to family, related to career, related to finances, as well as personal interests. And those kind of keep me in line. Every 3 months I update it and I see how I did and stuff like that. But like Andrew said, it's very specific, like, down to the dollar, down to the T, bro. Yeah. But I find that helps, not like, it doesn't help me feel more spiritual. It helps me with my sense of
direction.
Direction, and I guess
gives you a purpose
in a way,
of life too.
Yeah, like that kind of ties into like what my purpose is, because I'm not thinking about what's my purpose in life and then I get fucking anxiety because life is so big and I'm so small and life is so short. But like if I'm breaking it down into sizable chunks, then like at least for the next 3 months I know what my purpose is, and that to me feeds back into my spiritual wellness, where I'm comforted and I'm secure by my plans and meeting those out, right?
True.
Yeah.
It's hard to know what your purpose in life is. Like,
you got to create it, right?
Yeah, but I understand what you guys are saying. Just breaking it down, so when you wake up in the morning, you have something to look forward to and like work towards to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to make the best of what we have so far.
Yeah.
And
exactly
trying to grow what we have.
Yeah.
In
for the future.
Sizes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it's a nice segue outside of, because I think with school you're kind of programmed into thinking and expecting the next term, the next year until you graduate. And what happens when you graduate is you no longer have the expectancy or the short-term goals already laid out for you. And so building these kinds of personal goals yourself helps you naturally segue into like a more open-ended, deep end of the real world, where like things aren't broken down into 4-month segments. You work at a company for 15 years and then you die. Sorry, no, that was dark, but you know what I mean? It's like, it helps you transition a little bit better, I think.
True. Yeah, I think as we get older, we'll have more purposeful, I guess, responsibilities and things like that, especially when we get kids and.
And also, if you have goals, I think it helps you grow, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
All right, guys. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to take care of ourselves. Just gotta make sure that we're intentional about making, taking care of our physical and emotional, mental, and spiritual wellness, if that's applicable to you.
Yeah. Just be nice to people. We're all trying our best with the tools that we have.
Yeah.
All right, with that said, guys, thank you for listening to our episode on wellness.
Yeah, we hope that, it has been beneficial in any way. And if it did, then that's why we make these podcasts, Get your podcast.
Yeah, let us know what you guys are doing to maintain your wellness, in all different aspects of your life. And if you have any feedback or want to elaborate in terms of the topics that we touched on, let us know. DM us. We love talking to you guys. Yeah. Thanks, Sumin, for the topic request.
Make sure to like our posts, like our podcast, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube and everything else.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next
Bye-bye.
time. Take care.
Peace. And it's like it's good to be selfish in this kind of capacity, right? Like prioritizing yourself in these ways, I think is definitely.
I hear popos.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Remember when back in the days we'd be like, hide the weed.
No, it'd be like, bro, they heard my mixtape.
Really, it'd be like, oh, they're out to catch you. Sorry.
Yeah, oh, they found you, Jordan.
Uh,
Sorry.